Thank you. Mr. Speaker, I want to begin today by thanking the people of Regina Northeast for their ongoing support. Mr. Speaker, when I first came to this country approximately 41 years ago, I started out by doing all sorts of odd jobs. I still remember those busy days, struggling with long hours, trying to make ends meet. Somehow, I still found time to volunteer in my community. It has always been my passion right from my childhood, Mr. Speaker. I am incredibly honored and privileged to represent Regina Northeast in this legislature. My dedication to public service has always been rooted in a sincere desire to contribute to the betterment of the community. Mr. Speaker, I would like to thank my family, especially my wife Seema and my children Simran, Indu, TJ, Jag, and Raylan, for always taking the time away from their own priorities to help me with my campaigns. Whether it was a nomination, by-election, election, they were always there when I needed them. My heartfelt thank you to my friends and volunteers who have taken significant roles in my campaigns. Mr. Speaker, I'm happy to share that I have a new grandchild. Born on March 8th, this new addition to my family is my fourth grandchild, Otto Arjay Grewal. Mila, Niam, and Henry are so happy to have a new cousin and a little brother. I am very grateful to my CA Cheryl for always helping my constituents, listening to their concerns, and providing support when needed. I would also like to extend a thank you to the caucus office for their support. Mr. Speaker, last week, our government tabled Budget 2024, which is focused on classrooms, care, and communities. It is a budget that meets the needs of our Saskatchewan residents today while ensuring a better future for tomorrow. Many of the residents in my constituency are struggling financially. I'm so pleased that this budget delivers more than $2 billion in affordability measures. Mr. Speaker, tax exemptions provide Saskatchewan people with over $830 million in annual income tax savings, allowing our province to remain among the lowest personal taxes in the country. Our residents will also continue to benefit from reduced education property tax and programs and services designed to make life more affordable. This includes the Active Families Benefit, Children's Drug Plan, and programs to help fund insulin pumps and glucose monitors. Mr. Speaker, to make life more affordable for low-income working families, a $17 million investment will deliver the first full year of the Saskatchewan Employment Incentive Program. Our government's decision to stop collecting the carbon tax on natural gas and electric residential home heating will also provide additional relief, as it is expected to save homeowners an average of $400 a year. To help homeowners with affordability and improve housing availability, additional supports are available, including the renewed PST rebate on new home construction program and the recently introduced Saskatchewan Secondary Suite Incentive Grant Program. Mr. Speaker, with a record budget of $1.5 billion for the Ministry of Social Services, an increase of over $112 million compared to last year, this budget supports individuals, families, and communities. The implementation of the provincial approach to homelessness will also continue, supported by an increase of almost $17 million. Wow. This includes a $7.2 million increase to support ongoing emergency shelter operations across the province and a $9.5 million capital investment to continue developing supportive housing spaces in Regina and Saskatoon. The Saskatchewan Housing Corporation will invest $83.4 million to repair and maintain provincially owned housing units, including an additional $9.6 million in provincial funding to prevent and reduce vacancies and respond to the increasing demand for social housing. Monthly income assistance benefits will increase by 3% for Saskatchewan Assured Income for Disability and Saskatchewan Income Support clients. For seniors, the personal care home benefit monthly income threshold will increase by 100 to 2,500 to help make living in a licensed care home more affordable. Mr. Speaker, this budget includes the largest ever increase in school operating funding, the largest ever increase in health funding, the largest ever increase in municipal revenue sharing for Saskatchewan communities. And this is possible only because of our strong economy.
You're absolutely right.
This shows our dedication to spending where it is needed, but in a sustainable way. Strong public services, including health care, have always been foundational to our province. Mr. Speaker, people are coming to Saskatchewan in record numbers. People from across Canada and the world choose to call Saskatchewan home because of our vast opportunities and reasonable cost of living. They bring their skills as doctors, nurses, teachers, and people working to build homes, hospitals, and schools. Saskatchewan's population is projected to reach 1.25 million this year. Mr. Speaker, with this vast increase in population, we need to ensure everyone has access to the services we all count on. For many people, quality health care is at the top of their mind. New pressures are on our healthcare system, including a worldwide labor shortage, a retiring healthcare workforce, and a growing population. We are taking steps to confront these challenges and strengthen healthcare in our province. A record investment of $7.6 billion was allocated to the Saskatchewan healthcare system. This provides the Saskatchewan Health Authority with nearly $4.7 billion, including an operating increase of $248.3 million compared to last year. Over $71 million focuses on increasing the capacity of the acute care system. This includes a $30 million funding increase to support the Saskatoon and Regina Capacity Pressures Action Plans. Mr. Speaker, these plans include measures to enhance acute care, community-based care, and emergency department capacity to support our needs for hospital-based care. The Regina Urgent Care Center will receive an almost $10 million increase to support operations. This urgent care center will be available 24/7 for non-life-threatening illness, injuries, and mental health issues requiring same-day treatment and will open this summer. Mr. Speaker, funding is also being directed to reducing the surgical wait list, working to achieve a 3-month wait time target, years ahead of schedule. It also includes investments in the Health Human Resources Action Plan to hire, train, and retain more healthcare professionals in the province. Additional funding in the budget provides credential recognition supports, including streamlined and accelerated assessments, training and licensure pathways, and settlement programming for internationally trained healthcare workers. So seniors can live safely and comfortably in their home communities for as long as possible. Seniors care initiatives will receive a $43.4 million increase. Mr. Speaker, a record budget of $574 million will be invested into mental health and addiction programs and services, representing more than 7% of healthcare spending. Mr. Speaker, last year, November 15th, I lost my very dear brother Nirmal to cancer. He was a very kind and generous man.
Hear, hear.
This was an incredibly challenging journey of saying goodbye to my beloved brother who's come to the relentless grip of pancreatic cancer. Mr. Speaker, watching the same guy I teased as a child, played with as a teen, and admired as a man slowly lose his life over the course of 9 short weeks is a nightmare I would not wish upon anyone.
No, for sure.
I am so pleased that this budget includes investments to deliver timely, exceptional cancer care services for our residents. The Saskatchewan Cancer Agency will see an increase of over 26 million for a total record budget of almost 250 million to ensure patients can access the most effective and cutting-edge treatment options. A 3.5 million increase for breast cancer care and screening includes technology enhancements, new diagnostic imaging equipment, and the establishment of a breast health center in Regina. Another area that is very important to my constituents is education. This budget supports students and teachers through a record investment of 3.3 billion for the Ministry of Education, up 8.1% over last year's budget. This is an increase of 247.8 million to support pre-kindergarten to grade 12 students' early learning, childcare, and libraries. Saskatchewan's 27 school divisions will receive 2.2 billion in school operating funding for the 24-25 school year, a record increase of 180 million over last year. This budget is committed to addressing classroom size and complexity by providing 356.6 million in classroom support. Mr. Speaker, this is an increase of 45.6 million over last year and includes funding for the Teacher Innovation and Support Fund pilot and the Specialized Support Classroom pilot, which aim to improve experiences for both students and teachers. It includes 793 million in funding for the post-secondary education sector, an increase of 3.7% to enrich the student experience and provide more opportunities for students to train and pursue careers in Saskatchewan. Mr. Speaker, post-secondary students will benefit directly from 46.5 million in financial supports, including a new grant to help reduce financial barriers to completing post-secondary education for low-income students with dependents. The budget also includes continued support for skills training programs and services for unemployed or underemployed persons, including adult essential skills training, pre-employment programs and services, credentialed skills training programs through post-secondary institutions, and employment for persons with disabilities. Mr. Speaker, this budget spends wisely to continue strengthening health care and education, with record spending on health and education, including new and modernized student classroom spaces. To provide high-quality care, meet the needs of a growing province, and ensure our health professionals have appropriate facilities to provide care to the people of Saskatchewan, the 24-25 provincial budget invests a record 516.8 million in health infrastructure, such as new hospitals and health care centers. This is an increase of 179.3 million from the previous year and includes almost 22 million to complete construction on the Regina General Hospital Park 8 and 20 million for Regina's long-term care specialized beds project. Mr. Speaker, the budget invests 216 million for pre-kindergarten to grade 12 education capital projects, an increase of 41.8% over last year. This includes ongoing funding for 11 projects, 3 significant renovations currently underway across Saskatchewan, and funding for planning 9 new schools and 2 renovations. Also included is 28.5 million for relocatable classrooms and additional 32 million announced for relocatable classrooms late in 23-24 fiscal year. Mr. Speaker, for cities, towns, villages, and municipalities throughout Saskatchewan, this budget provides a record increase of 42.4 million in municipal revenue sharing. This is an increase of 14.2% from the previous year, for a total of 340 million in unconditional support for provincial municipalities. The budget provides $29.5 million to support municipalities and industry partners in investing in the provincial transportation system. These investments support economic growth and safety on rural and municipality roads. Mr. Speaker, there is $719.4 million in this budget for the Ministry of Corrections, Policing, and Public Safety. This includes over $228 million to fund RCMP operations and $21.6 million for the RCMP's First Nations policing program. It also includes $7 million for the Saskatchewan Marshal Service in anticipation of beginning operations in 2026. Mr. Speaker, the Saskatchewan Public Safety Agency will receive funding to renew its current air tanker fleet, which will approach the end of its useful life in 2027. The new fleet will support wildfires and assist with other emergencies and public safety needs. The 24-25 provincial budget continues investment in First Nation and Métis communities throughout Saskatchewan. More than $255 million in targeted funding will be provided for First Nations and Métis people and organizations, an increase of $6.1 million over the previous year. This includes funding to help prevent violence and build safety for Indigenous women, girls, and Two-Spirit people, as well as support First Nation and Métis communities in participating in the consultation process. Mr. Speaker, our government is committed to ensuring a strong economy. This budget illustrates our commitment through many measures. One example is that our province will continue to have Canada's second lowest small business tax rate. The tax rate reduction to 1% is being extended until June 30th, 2025, and the eligible business income tax threshold tax will remain the highest threshold in Canada at $600,000. Mr. Speaker, the Ministry of Trade and Export Development will support the economy by expanding Saskatchewan's presence in international markets and attracting investment into the province with a budget of $40.6 million. Expanding into markets outside of Canada is essential to growing the Saskatchewan economy and leads to more jobs and opportunities at home. Mr. Speaker, this budget includes $53.8 million for the Ministry of Energy and Resources to support the province's growing economy, focusing on Saskatchewan's world-class natural resources. It also introduces the Clean Electricity Transition Grant and the Small Modular Reactor Investment Fund. Revenues from the electricity sector will be dedicated to priorities that support the province's clean electricity transition, focusing on reliability and affordability. From across the world, Mr. Speaker, people travel to Saskatchewan to enjoy the province's natural beauty and experience world-class hunting and fishing. To ensure visitors have a great experience, the 24-25 budget provides $15 million for capital and infrastructure improvements at provincial parks in Saskatchewan. This budget embodies the need to move forward without repeating yesterday's mistakes by striking a balance between the need for fiscal sustainability and growing our province. We make responsible choices to pay down debt, save for the future, and keep our promises simultaneously. Mr. Speaker, Budget 2024 proves that we are providing a vision for the future. A future where our children and grandchildren can enjoy the same advantages that we do today. In conclusion, I will say this, Mr. Speaker. We need to remember that all the members in this legislature are just people. As we engage in the cut and thrust of political discourse, let us not forget the family behind these roles, the personal battles that are fought silently, and the toll that public service can take on individuals and their loved ones. Mr. Speaker, by remembering our collective empathy, we can rebuild a political landscape that fosters a constructive dialogue and a shared commitment to the welfare of our constituents. Baseless accusations and character assassinations are just a waste of time.
Well said.
Spreading disinformation does not help anyone. By working together in a constructive way, we can accomplish so much more. It is my hope that we can focus our energy on the issues that truly matter to the people we serve. I would like to take this opportunity now to thank all my colleagues for the wonderful years spent together serving the people of this beautiful province. With that, Mr. Speaker, I will support this budget presented by the Minister of Finance and seconded by the member for Saston Willow Grove, and I do not support the amendment. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.